Alright guys, it's Magearna here, and it is time for a Showdown live. Oh, it's been a while since I've done one of these. If you guys did enjoy the season recap that I did post a couple hours ago, or an hour ago, whenever I decide to schedule everything, I really do appreciate it. It's something that I planned on doing for the longest time and never got really around to. With everything just being so busy, I never really got around to doing it, but with the recent ban, or not so recent ban, of Arena Trap Dugtrio, I wanted to do a Showdown live with this team made by John Brofist, just bringing Shift Gear Magearna back into the tier, just because now not being able to get trapped by Dugtrio right away with these eject button water types off Magearna's volt switch and everything, and then it just goes straight into Dugtrio and your Magearna is gone. Now that it's banned, Magearna should have some time to shine. We do have Substitute Low and Marowak, which is one of my favorite sets. It can substitute in front of things like Tangrowth, and then when they go out into like their Great Ninja, Boomerang is a 2-hit KO if it is Life Orb, or it takes Stealth Rock to damage, and that's just really good. Fire Punch also can break through a lot of things, and Shadow Bone has a chance to one-shot Coco, I believe. Choice Specs Lottie is something I really like. HP Fire, putting in a lot of work against Scissor and Ferrothorn, sort of hitting really hard on a lot of things like Heatran and other things that might come in on Lottie. Psychic, hitting a lot of poison types that are annoying, and Draco Meteor just nuking anything that really wants to come out. And then it lets things like Scissor just get away with a lot of things. Magearna, definitely one of my favorite sets here. Shift Gear, Fighting MZ, Focus Blast, Thunderbolt, and Ice Beam. Bolt Beam coverage is one of my favorite things, along with the Focus Blast and not having to mess with Fighting MZ. This set can really put in a lot of work once some of the bulky waters get weakened down a bit and other threats just get really low. We just shift gear up and start sweeping. We do have Rocky Head Landorus, which has Earthquake, Smackdown, Stealth Rock, and HP Ice. I'm not a fan of HP Ice Lando that much. I do prefer U-Turn for momentum, because this team doesn't have much momentum outside of Scissor's U-Turn, but I will keep HP Ice to weaken Lando for things like Magearna. Because the Ice Beam is not always a 100% OHKO. I think it's like a 2-hit KO or something. I don't know how that all works, especially with a lot of different EV spreads going around with Landorus. Keldeo, one of my favorite Scarvers in the tier, just because it has Stone Edge that lets, I believe it is a 1-hit KO on Volcarona. But if not, they usually Quiver Dance up. Unless they have Psyche MZ or Giga Drain, and then things can get kind of out of hand, but it should put it down. I believe one of the matches that was testing out with this team, it got down to like 4%, so it could be a different spread. Not really sure how that works. And then we have Scissor, who has U-Turn, Bullet Punch, Roost Defog, which is one of my favorite combinations of move. Bullet Punch, obviously, for dealing things with Tapu Bulu, and U-Turn for momentum. So alright, now that we're actually signed in, we should be able to get into this. I don't know why I didn't even remember my own password, so I'm going to be using this team that I used it, well, this account I used to test teams on. Ooh, that scared me, I'm sorry. I had the sound on. You guys didn't hear that, but that did scare me. So, Shift Gear Magearna looks really well off in this game. Scissor can deal with Mega DNC, as well as defogging the Galvantula. I don't know why I couldn't think of its name, but Marowak should be able to put in some work. We get the sub up in front of we get the sub up in front of things like the Galvantula. I think we're just gonna lead Marowak, and we can just Fire Punch Galvantula right off the start. If he wants to set up a Sticky Web, we can come in and defog in front of the Tentacle, although we could get a Scald Burn. We could also defog in front of DNC, because I don't see him staying in. He just set up the Stealth Rocks, the Sticky Web, as we do get the Fire Punch, and we are Lightning Rod, so I don't think he can touch us, and we should be able to get the sub off here. And now we can fire off a Shadow Bone on anything that wants to really come in. I do expect him to go out to Mega DNC or Lando, that works too. Since we are behind a sub, he cannot intimidate us, and that just does a huge amount of damage, as we are going to be able to weaken his Lando, and now get rid of his Lando. So now that Lando's down, Magearna is less threatened, as well as being able to put in some more work. Greninja comes out, and this is going to be a straight switch into Keldeo. With the sticky webs up, we aren't going to be able to outspeed it at all, and we can also try to find out what this Greninja set is, as he does appear to be Protean max attack or something of the sort, because that did a lot of damage. So I do expect him to have Gunk Shot, maybe like Spikes or something. Now my Keldeo's out, I could see him going into Salamence and starting to Dragon Dance up. Which then we'll have to go into Scissor, Defog, and then go out to Magearna and try to handle it. We can Intimidate Shuffle with Lando. But I really want to see what he wants to do here. I do apologize. It's like I have all these allergies going on, so it's not fun at all. As he is going to go straight into Tentacruel, which does give us a switch into our Lottie, and we can just drop a Draco. As he's going to set up Toxic Spikes, and if we had Defog on Lottie, we'd be fine. We're just going to drop a Draco here, as he decides to stay in, which is really interesting. Just a Toxic. We'll go into Scissor, expecting him to go out into DNC. It's easily Choice Specs damage, and if he notices that, I do see him wanting to go out into DNC. Or he just wants to set up another T-Spike, which is completely fine with me because we can Mega Evolve and Defog. As now he goes out to Salamence, and we can U-turn out into Lando. Unless he is a fire set, like a flamethrower, something like that. As he just decides to Dragon Dance up. I wonder how much damage HP Ice does. So we should probably check that real quick. For sure. I'm gonna be working on trying to get to record the website of Showdown, because it does not show like stab on here, and it doesn't show like into like sheer force boosted on the downloaded version on Showdown, and it's a lot easier for me to record, but I want to be able to show you guys calcs and everything, so I will be working on that in the future. We'll check Lando T. I guess the defensive set, if that has HP Ice, yeah. And then we'll check the Salamence. Hopefully this isn't taking too long. HP Ice should do a solid 59 to 70, and then Scissor should be able to come out and knock it out with Bullet Punch. And yeah, so we'll go for the HP Ice here, as he decides to switch out and stack his Galvantula, which is completely fine by me. I guess he was expecting rocks to come up, but now we don't have to worry about webs at all. We will make a play out into Magearna, as an Ice Beam could be coming out here, as he just decides to set up Spikes, which we can easily shift gear in front of. And he has Low Kick. Interesting. Now that we have a shift gear up, though, I believe if Fightinium Z should be able to knock him out from here, and from there we can try. I want to use the Fightinium Z on the DNC though, so we'll go for a Thunderbolt. As he goes into Tentacruel, and this will give us a special attack raise. The Ice Beam should knock out Salamence. DNC should go down to a Fightinium Z, and a Focus Blast will knock out Greninja. A Thunderbolt should knock out Greninja, actually. I don't want to try to miss a Focus Blast. There goes Greninja, and the rest should be history. So that game was actually, I like that Greninja set actually. Low Kick will help against things like Ferrothorn. Spikes are also something that's really helpful for the team, especially with it being a Sticky Web team. Although a Battle Bond behind Sticky Webs is kind of scary. Him letting me to defog and sacking his Galvantula instead of setting up webs later in front of something like my Marowak, kind of interesting though. So his only play left is to go out into DNC, and we'll fight DMZ that and win that game there. So yeah, this was definitely a interesting matchup, but it just shows that the team can handle webs, and it was something that I was facing a lot when I was practicing this team, and it was just something that I was able to handle. We are going to try to find a new one. I don't know what's taking him so long to send out DNC, but Chansey. So our lead of choice can be Scissor. It can match up well against the Coco, I guess, although it doesn't really take Thunders that well. I kind of want to get rocks up early to hit the Charizard coming in, so you know what, we'll do that. We'll set up the rocks here. As this Intimidate goes off first, so he could either won the speed tie, bin max speed, or is Scarf. So we'll set up the Stealth rocks here. I don't know what's taking this person so long to send out his DNC. But he does just go straight for the U-turn, leading me for him to be Scarfed. He does go hard into Charizard, which we can smack down, and then Earthquake here. I am kind of fine with sacking Lando, although Lando doesn't really beat anything on his team. He has Mega Charizard Y, which we will be able to not live a Fire Blast from. And we shall be able to go out to Laddie and fire off a huge Psychic right here. As he does stay in with the Charizard. Man, these people are crazy. He can't live a Rock Switch in. He does not have any sort of defogger outside of Kartana, as he does decide to sack his Charizard. Goes out into Lando, which I don't believe, but he is Scarfed. So we are going to make the play out into the Scissor, as it can take a U-turn or an Earthquake or anything of the sort. Sacking Lando might not have been a smart idea, just because it could get chip off on Lando. After it gets down to, like, I believe it's 40% or like 30%, Bullet Punch will be able to knock it down. We ended up winning this game like I expected. There was nothing really for him to do, really. So he's going to make a play out into Tapu Koko, which is interesting. I kind of want to Mega Evolve and Bullet Punch, although going Marowak would probably just be a smarter idea. As he goes for the Hidden Power. Ground? What was that? Hidden Power Dark? Okay, well, we just lost that Mon. Keldeo is important to Secret Sword up on the Chansey. That couldn't have been HP Fire. Or HP, okay. Well, I have to go to Magearna here and click Ice Beam. Okay, it is Hidden Power Ground, but is he Specs Coco? Because that was kind of crazy. Okay, well that means he can't hit Lottie. Yeah, okay. I'm kind of dumb, I should have just went hard Lottie, but I wasn't expecting him to be... Okay, so he really is Specs Coco. I thought Psychic does still do some good damage. We'll go hard into Keldeo, although he could Toxic. He just goes straight for the Seismic Toss though. As we can Secret Sword here. His Secret Sword could easily win the game, as he is going to go out into Landorus, who should take this fairly well. Or doesn't. After Rocks, he isn't able to take it. So all we need to do is weaken Coco a little bit more, and we should be able to win the game by clicking Secret Sword. So we're going to go out into Magearna, expecting him to U-turn, as he just goes straight for the Earthquake. This does let us go right into Lottie and fire off a... I want to click HP Fire, but I feel like a Psychic's just a better choice. He can't Earthquake again. After Rock's damage, he is weak. He loses to another Secret Sword. Our Scarf Keldeo is faster than his Scarf Landorus, and he is going to give me another Psychic on Chansey. And if he's going to Seismic Toss to kill me, I think I'm just going to click Psychic again. Get a Split F drop as he just soft blows up. So, you know, we can try to win this match right here. Well, this matchup against Chansey, as we get another Psychic Special Defense drop. We'll go out into Keldeo, start clicking some more Secret Swords. So he just knocked his Chansey out. I don't know how much damage it does to Coco though. That's the thing. Like, we could actually win the game if it does at least 27 to Coco. It did do a good bit to the Landorus, so I do have some hopes for how much damage it's going to do. But I am going to go out into Scissor, and then he should live a Specs Thunderbolt. And he does. So we can Mega Evolve and Bullet Punch, expecting him to stay in, as he is going to go Ferrothorn. After Rock's damage, now should go down to Iron Barbs. So this Secret Sword should knock out. Or at least be a 2-hit KO. Gyro Ball does not knock out. It doesn't even 2-hit KO. We have enough Secret Swords to win the game. It does knock out Coco from 15%. 15% does knock out Coco. It knocks out Landorus from 13. It can't be Sash Kartana just because he just asked if it's Choice Scarf. No, I only outsped you, Coco, because I'm not scarfed. It does knock out Landorus here, and I believe from that, this can't be Sash. This should just knock out. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, if we would have got some more chip on the Kartana, we would have been able to knock it out. That's a good game, though. And we'll try to find another one. If we would have had some chip on Kartana, or at least got Kartana to come out, we would have been able to take care of it. Here's a really interesting team going on right here, so we are going to lead. Okay. This is an interesting lead. I kind of just want to go straight into Keldeo, just to take any sort of ice or water hit. Unless he just wants to... Okay, he's going to Ice Punch right away. And we'll fire off a Scald here. His team doesn't really appreciate Scald, with half his team, pretty much 95% of his team being physical attackers. Unless he has some sort of random special Breloom or like special anything else. We do get a burn on Breloom right away, which will prevent him from poison healing, unless he's not poison heal. The burn also lets us be able to go right into the Marowak, as he is going to Spore, which is unfortunate. We don't have a grass team though to even be able to take the Spore. We should be able to sub right up, unless he has Synthesis, and that would be unfortunate. He is going to go out into Excadrill. Our solid switch into Excadrill is Landorus, and we should be able to take this on fairly well. I want to get Stealth Rocks up as soon as possible, just to be able to handle Charizard, as well as chipping away at things like Feraligatr, because he can get a little crazy if we aren't able to handle it. Not having a fairy type move on the team will limit us from handling Scrafty as well. I want to just kind of Stealth Rock right in its face though, but I'm scared of an Iron Head flinch, so I'll just Earthquake to get rid of it, as it goes for the Rock Slide, which does flinch us, so that's unfortunate. We'll try to set up the Stealth Rocks, maybe Rock Slide misses. Okay, so we'll have to go out into the Keldeo now and click Scald again. It's really unfortunate that it flinched, but you know, I was already expecting it. We are able to get rid of the Excadrill with the Keldeo. Could have probably went hard Keldeo, predicting the Rock Slide again, but I don't know. I didn't really see how well Keldeo could take a Rock Slide after a +1, because it didn't take a U-turn fairly well from a Grey Ninja. I want to Scald here just to get a burn off on Feraligatr, because I'm not entirely sure what it wants to do, and at +1 it does outspeed Latios. So we are going to Scald here, expecting him to Dragon Dance up. Yeah. Kind of want to find out an item. He might have Crunch, Ice Punch, Waterfall, which can't touch us at all. And then we can hope for a burn. We are still faster. He misses a Rock Slide, so let's just get another Scald off. It is a 4-hit KO. But so after this Scald, we still haven't gotten a burn. He now outspeeds this. Still has Ice Punch, Rock Slide, and I'm not sure what that last move is. But oh, he's Sheer Force, so he doesn't take Life Orb recoil. We are still faster. Guess he's Adamant, and we are able to knock him out with the Scald. So we ended up taking that matchup fairly well. His entire team being physical is just such a struggle for him to deal with. This might be a Curse Infestation set that I saw earlier. Unless he's just full out offensive everything. We are unable to get a burn on the Mimikyu. And we'll go hard in the Scissor to take this on, as we are fairly defensive. Winning this match will probably take the Scarf Keldeo again, as we are able to eat this play rough fairly well. And if he wants to go out in Charizard, we always have a switch into Latios if he does not have the Dragon Pulse. And we aren't going to predict anything and just click Psychic. Bullet Punch though puts it down at 9%. He is going to go for the Never Ending Nightmare and get rid of our Scissor. Or fails to get rid of our Scissor. I don't think he has EVs, because that thing never ended up outspeeding me. He is going to go right in the Charizard, as we ended up getting a Roost off. And we'll go right into Lati, who will be able to... we still can't just drop Dracos for free because of him having the Mimikyu still alive. It is Charizard Y, so he actually has some sort of special threat. Air Slash is his move of choice. Psychic does not knock out, so we have to drop a Draco to kill this thing. And Draco is unable to knock it out, and he is carrying Dragon Pulse. So we'll go out into Scissor, click Bullet Punch here, and get rid of the Mega Charizard Y. I refuse to believe that it does less than 6%, although I wouldn't be surprised if it did. He is actually going to keep it alive and give me some good damage on a Scrafty. I'm going to click U-turn here and then go right out into the Magearna. He's probably going to Dragon Dance up, which is why I was expecting this to be Charizard X and maybe it's just a bunch of Dragon Dancer instead of Sweepers. He's going to Dragon Dance right in front of my face. I am going to U-turn out and go into Keldeo and continue to click Scald. We'll actually find another one because this game's practically over now. Or I thought it was over. Guess I'll go back out in a Scissor. I'm surprised he lived that Scald, but I guess it was Under the Sun. We'll lead Landorus here. And I kind of want to set up rocks, although I am scared with the Sawtooth. Let me turn the sound down a bit, because it's kind of loud for me. I kind of want an Earthquake, just because Dragon's here. And he might want to just Swords Dance up in front of my face. A Rock Polish. So he does go hard in Azatsu, which I'm okay with. We are going to go in a Scissor and click Bullet Punch. His Shadow Sneak does no damage. We could smack this boy down, although he could be HP Ice to deal with us. I'm going to go hard Magearna, take a U-turn or anything of the sort. Or you guys for the Heat Wave to predict that switch. We'll go for the Ice Beam here. Marowak Alolan is a good switch, as it takes every move that we can go for. We'll go out on Landorus to get an Intimidate off. He has got the Focus Punch, which we shouldn't have roosted it up on. Although it only did 36 with the crit, we'll say GG because the game is practically over. Because he is burnt, that's why it did so little bit of a damage. The Intimidate goes off. Shadowbone is not even a 2-hit KO. I guess Shadowbone doesn't do contact as well. I'll smack down here, predicting the Exatu to come out. And now we can freely fire off an Earthquake, which should knock out the Exatu. Sleep Claws is going to let him not be able to sleep me because Marowak is already asleep. Earthquake is unfortunately not able to knock out the Landorus, too many words. Was unable to knock out the Xatu, but the U-turn was able to do it for us. We will set up the Stealth Rocks here, as he is going to Continental Crush and get rid of our Landorus, which is kind of unfortunate. We will go out into Lottie and fire off a huge Psychic right here. Nothing really wants to take it, unless his Terrakion is able to live it. He misses a Fire Blast, which is unfortunate. We stay asleep. Back at this match, he's gonna go into Rakunu, which I believe is a Salt Vest, which Keldeo can take care of. Dragon Pulses, we wake up and KO with Shadow Bone. So, good game. Liquidation still does a huge amount of damage there. Gets the defense drop, so it is a 2-hit KO. I'm gonna fire off Stone Edge. Even with the crit, it was unable to knock out, and he knocks me out with that, which is fine because now we can go back out and start spamming Psychics again. His team definitely looks like some sort of Trick Room team, but I don't know who exactly is setting up Trick Room outside of Megalodino. Goes back on to Marowak Alolan, and I'm not entirely sure what he wants to do with this. Because Shadow Bone is an obvious click here, but can he take a Spec Psychic is the question. Latios Specs against a Marowak Alolan. A Spec Psychic. Knocks out 100% of the time if he is nice. Alright, so we were able to get rid of that there, and he decides to forfeit, so that works. Let's see how we're doing so far on this account. 17 for 8, which isn't too bad. We are climbing fairly slowly though, only because to actually get on the ladder in OU, yeah, it's really one heck of a climb, considering the bottom is 17 something. It's really crazy. Rocks are definitely something we want to get up here, as he does leave Manectric. Not sure if HP Ice from Manectric knocks us out here, as we do have some sort of HP investment. We'll get the Stealth Rocks up though, or at least attempt to. No, HP Ice just knocks us out. That's interesting, I guess. Magearna wins under the right circumstances. Manectric can't touch us, and we should be able to sub up in front of it. I should have went hard into Marowak, but you know, I thought we could get up Stealth Rocks early, as he's gonna go hard into Mach, which we can easily Boomerang and sub up in front of. So we'll get the Boomerang off here, and it just knocks it out. Or since he has the Figgy, it doesn't. But Boomerang super effective damage does 100. Fire Punch plus Stab does the same. Shadow Sneak is unfortunate. That should knock it out, and it does. Manectric can. Staraptor wants to come back out. We don't have anything to intimidate it. Magearna should be able to take it on now, unless he goes out for a close combat. Brave Bird, yeah, we eat those. We'll shift gear up here, just so we can Ice Beam Garchomp as he goes hard into Bronzong, which I think after a Thunderbolt, or no, we'll go for a Focus Blast here, and then we'll Titanium Z it. Then we can Ice Beam, and ooh, that should put it in range of a. No, that's just 60. We need another Focus Blast, and then we can hit it with a Titanium Z. Earthquake does not knock us out, and we shall go for the Titanium Z. He should predict this here, but he does not. All out pummeling. That's unfortunate. We'll go out the Keldeo though and click Scald. Nothing really wants to take the Scald. Losing Lander that early was never something I should have done. I should have known that Manectric HPS was able to knock it out. We should still be able to win this, although we did lose our Magearna. No, we always get Marowak on this and try to sub up. Cause we are actually not able to sub up. We'll go for this Fire Punch just because Staraptor can always come out. Staraptor does come out. Fire Punch is able to knock out the Staraptor. Keldeo can always handle the Volcarona as well as the Garchomp. No need to predict here because Lottie always revenge kills, but Draco Meteor, he can try to Dragon Dance up here, or I don't even think it gets Dragon Dance, to be honest. And if this does not go right here, Garchomp is able to go down. If he does to switch out into Volcarona, I don't think it can take two. Manectric can't take two. Volcarona is not able to take one at all. He can go out into Manectric, which we'll have to... He goes right on to Garchomp. So that's our play out into the Scissor. As Scissor is able to handle Garchomp fairly well, unless it has a certain move, which we will not talk about. That's not the move. Alright, well, I want to go out and Scald first, just because... Well, I mean, we know he's not Scarfed. And this into Bullet Punch should be able to knock out Manectric. So we'll go out into Lottie, and we'll click Psychic from here, because I don't want to miss the Draco Meteor. And if he does decide to give me his Manectric, that would be kind of nice. Alright, okay, well. That's good to know for the future, I guess. Bullet Punch should be able to knock out. Rough Skin does not knock us out. And then Bullet Punch into Scald. We might even have to Hydro Pump, actually. We'll Bullet Punch here. Does a solid 13%. We might have to click Hydro Pump. We just might have to do it. And we are able to get the knockout. Nice. So that's a good game. Should have never sacked Lando out in the beginning. Should have definitely played a lot differently around certain mons. Could have clicked Draco Meteor on the Garchomp. It would have gave us a stronger scissor attack. But we are going to try to get one more, just to end the live. Maybe in the 1300s if we were able to. This thing's going to be annoying as we don't really have much for it outside of Bullet Punching with Scissor. We'll lead Lander though, because that is a solid lead. Garchomp is his lead, which could be a Stealth Rocking set as well. So he gets the Stealth Rocks up first. And you know, we'll just go for the HP Ice here, as he can try to Rock Slide or something, or SD. HP Ice also does hit a Tapu Bulu once they come in, and Tapu Bulu can't touch Scissor at all. Not really much I see him doing outside of all that. From here, I could see Magearna potentially sweeping. If we do get Tapu Bulu down to at least a solid 40%. Aerodactyl should go down to an Ice Beam. Focus Blast will have to knock out Kartana. Depending on the order we get boosts. Ooh, Aerodactyl's a switch. So HBI is a solid attack on him. I want to go hard Magearna, just because I'm predicting a Ice Fang of some sort, although Scissors probably are play all the time. He is Mega Aerodactyl and Ice Fang goes off. This just lets us... I want a U-turn predicting something else to come out, but I don't want to lose my opportunity to just knock out the Aerodactyl right here. Although I don't see why he would just give me his Aerodactyl. He's going to go into Garchomp, which we can make the play out into... Landorus? I feel like Landorus is the play, just because he can Intimidate I don't see his guard jumps up any mine, and it does appear to be scarfed as he just stealth rocked and then switched. Although I don't see it could do much to me. Anyway, we're gonna click HP Ice again. If he does not have grassy terrain up, Magnezone is knocked out by Earthquake, and we are faster than Magnezone. Muckalolin should be knocked out by it right away. He does appear to be scarfed, and this should knock out. Okay, so we do get rid of Garchomp, which if it was scarfed, that was a huge threat to our team. The only thing that I could see potentially sweeping me is a Kartana if it's scarfed. The Scarf Kartana speed ties with Scarf Keldeo, I believe. Tababulu comes out as it should to set up the grassy terrain. My play is always to go in a Scissor and Roost. He has a Leech Seeding set, so we should Roost just because he's probably going to protect. I believe we are faster if he's not running any speed, as we are just a little bit speed invested. He could make a play out into Magnezone here to trap me and go for the HP Fire, which is always possible. He's actually a bulk upset, which is pretty interesting. As for, we can then U-turn out and go into Lando. So U-turn out, go into Landorus here, get the Intimidate off. And we're gonna struggle with this thing. So we'll make the play on the Lottie, as Lottie should be able to take one grass move. As it does. We'll be able to Psychic here. Ooh, that's some good damage. Horn Leeches. And I don't think he outspeeds our Magearna. I don't think he outspeeds Magearna. Or he could possibly, but I think he's adamant. I kind of want to shift gear too, just because that could win us the game right here. As we are faster. Goes for the Leech Seed though. So we were faster the whole time. With that minus Spadef, I see this Ice Beam just knocking out, and we should be able to win the game right here. As it does, with that speed boost, we are faster than Mega Aerodactyl. 100% of the time, Thunderbolt is able to knock it out. We'll Fightinium Z, the Muckalolin. Try to hit a Focus Blast against Magnezone. Try to hit a Focus Blast against Kartana as well. With Rocks up, he cannot have any sort of Scarfer on the team. And if not, so this is who will all out pummeling. If he goes Kartana, then we can Ice Beam that, as that should knock out from here. And if not, Scarf Keldeo cleans. So this does show, I really enjoy this team, and it's one of the teams that I've been using for like the last couple of bits. You know, I wasn't trying to get rusty over all that time, so if I ever had some downtime, I would hop on Showdown and use this team. I really enjoy this, just Scarf Keldeo and Magearna together. Kartana is going to give me an Ice Beam, as he is Scarfed, which is why he should have went out to this thing first, because Ice Beam would have never knocked out if I was +1. At least I don't think it would have. I would have had to hit a Focus Blast. Shadow Sneak might still be able to knock us out. But I'm kind of scared that Smart Strike did 48%. That's probably Adamant Kartana, I guess, but I don't think Adamant Scarf Kartana outspeeds us. I don't want to risk hitting a Focus Blast, so we'll just go for the Ice Beam here. It is not able to knock us out. Well, able to knock him out. He can't knock me out. Well, he can't. He didn't knock me out with Ice Beam. And this, well, with Knockoff. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. He wasn't able to knock us out with Knockoff plus Leech Seed. And he couldn't knock us off anyway because we were Fightinium Z. And he does Shadow Sneak. Should be able to go out into Lando and click Earthquake and win us the game. So that was definitely a interesting matchup. As for that Bulu set, was pretty threatening. I don't think he should have ever let us do that much damage to him, and if he had some sort of fighting move, Magearna would have went down. Well, that's another good game. Let's see, did we make it to the 1300s? I really like Magearna, by the way, just in general league format. I just really like mons that are incredibly fast, as well as hitting really hard with tough claws. We are able to hit 1302. I might want to start laddering on this account to get up there. We did take a lot of L's though, against some teams, not knowing my calcs that well, as you saw with the Mega Man Electric. So yeah, if you guys have any teams you want me to use, feel free to leave them down below. I also do have a Smogon account if you want to leave them there. I'm down to try any team. I also have battles recorded from my Monotype series that I did before. If you guys still want to see that, let me know how you feel about all that down in the comments below. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a thumbs up, do everything that you need to do. I am the Mighty Glass Score, and I will catch you guys later.